name is Sienna, and this is a short practice now for you to start to release some of the tension away of your hips especially. So mobility is all about creating more range of motion into your body. So we're going to stay in the movement most of the time instead of holding the stretches. We're going to move and then really focus on increasing that range of motion, especially in the hips. So what normally happens when we sit a lot during the day is that the hip flexors, the front of the hip area, gets very short. So that's why we want to now lengthen them and start to really open that area by moving our hips, by moving our legs, moving our upper body a little bit. So to get started, we're coming on hands and knees just to warm up and mobilize the whole body here with a couple of rounds of cat and cows. So make it comfortable for yourself, especially under your knees, and make sure that your hands are not too far to the front. We want to keep them directly underneath the shoulders. From here, start to round the back of your body by pushing the ground away, taking your chin in towards your chest, and then lifting up through the hips, through the chest, dropping your chest in between your arms. Again, rounding through the whole back of the body. Now imagine that you want to take your tailbone underneath your whole body, rounding as much as you can, and then lifting the tailbone up. If you feel okay in your neck, gently also lifting your eye gaze up. And then again, nice and slowly, breathing out to round the whole back of your body. Inhale to lift up. Again, breathing out. Breathing in to lift. And do a couple more of these at your own pace. We're going to tuck the toes underneath, make sure that your spine is now straight, so we are in the middle, and then start to push the ground away. Now bend your knees and push your chest down towards your knees. From here, walking your feet all the way to the front. You can let go of the ground if you start to feel a pull in the back of the legs. Holding here for a couple of breaths. And then slowly start to roll up. Rolling up through the whole spine. Breathing to reach your arms up so we create some length into the whole body and release down. Good, so now we're going to take a long step behind with one foot. And start to bring the back heel down to the ground at the same time as you push your hips to the front. Now this requires a little bit of balance, so trying to find one spot where to stare at in front of you, focusing on pushing the hips to the front, and then we're going to take a step back in, both feet underneath the hips, other side. Take a long step behind, start to pull the back heel down to the ground. Push your hips to the front and take a step back in. Again, other side. This time we're going to add our arms to the movement. So breathe in to reach up and then exhale, step back in. Switch to the other side. Breathe in to reach up. Exhale, coming back in. Now going again nice and slowly, getting a balance. Finding a focus, breathe in, breathe out. Long step behind. And then both sides one more time. If that feels okay, now you're going to reach all the way behind, but squeeze your glutes. Also adding on a little bit of mobility, a little bit of movement for the spine here at the same time. Breathing in, squeeze the glutes, exhale, come back in. Good, roll your shoulders behind again and take your feet a little wider apart. So we come into side lunges, which means that you want to bend one knee and extend the other leg. So you can take support from your thigh and you choose now how low you want to go. But this is now the time, come to the other side, where we want to focus on the range of motion. So we want to come low as possible. My hips are cracking. That's a good sign, that's okay. As long as it feels okay, if it's not painful. So try to come each time a little bit lower. And now as you come down here, make sure that you push your knee outside in line with the toes, so we don't hurt the knee. You notice that we get a little stretch here for the inner thigh too. And now the goal would be here to come all the way down, so you can have a go if you want to, all the way down, and then the hardest part to push yourself back up. Other side, but as said, just come as low as possible as it feels okay for you. Everybody's a bit different, so now just listening to yourself, listening to your body. We're still warming up here a little bit, so taking it easy, taking it slow. We don't want to pull any muscles here, so just see where can you go. And as we start to get a little bit warmer, you may notice that you are able to come a bit lower down or not. Anyway, this does very good for the hips, for the inner thighs. We strengthen a little bit at the same time. The inner thighs, the adductors. And let's do both sides one more time at least here. Point your toes to the front and let go of your upper body. So upper body comes all the way down. Don't worry about touching the ground. So just let go of your upper body, relax down. You can take a grip from your elbows, relax your head down, your neck down, hold here for a couple of breaths. And now try to bring your weight towards your toes, so to the front. We are leaning forward. At the same time, when we release pressure off the spine and stretching the back of the legs. Take one more breath, in and out, and then good. Start to bring your chest back up. Take a step in and shake the legs a little bit. Good. Let's come down again onto the ground. And now onto your knees. So find your way here down. Make sure that it's comfortable underneath your knees. And we do the same more or less here as we did in standing. So we release the hips down, breathing in, and then exhale to push yourself back up. Next one, we add on arms into the movement. Breathe in, breathe out to push yourself up. Again, breathing in, breathing out. Couple more times like this. Trying to come as low as possible each time. Dropping the hips down. 2 more. We're going to stay here on one knee, so if you don't feel good, now take some towel, some pillow underneath that knee. Turn your toes outside, and then we are doing exactly the same, just making sure that your knee follows your toes in line with the toes to the side, and push yourself back up. Again, breathing in, reach your arms up, dropping the hips down, exhale up. Just 3 more times here. So you may notice that we again get a little stretch for the inner thigh too, and pushing yourself up. 2 more. And 1. Good. Only 3 more times. Take the foot even wider to the side. Again, toes outside, knee points to the side. Last 3 and 2 and last 1. Good. And then release your hands down onto the ground. Other side. So toes first pointing in front of you. Take a breath in, reach your arms up, start to drop the hips down, push yourself up. It's just warming up here first, this side of the hip flexors, and then starting to see how low can you come each time. If you feel too much pressure on your knee, just double check that your knee is directly above your ankle, and when you push yourself up, you can use your heel a little bit to push yourself up. So that takes the pressure off the knee. Breathing in, breathing out, push yourself up, heel down to the ground. 2 more times. Good. Next one, turn the toes outside. Make sure that the knee follows the toes all the way to the side. And let's go here. I know this may not be the most comfortable one for the hips, but it is very good. It is very good for the hips. After this, we're going to release the pressure off the knee too, so just hang on there. And then 3, 2, last 1, and then we do the last 3 repetitions. Take the foot even wider to the side, again knee pointing to the side, and let's go. 3, still breathing here, the breath is helping you always. Inhale, exhale, last 1, and then good, release. All right, enough. Sit down onto your mat, please. Okay, so let's check how are the inner thighs doing. First, just extend your legs, shake it off, and take the soles of the feet together. Lift your chest a little higher up. Exhale to relax the knees. And then either stay here or start to lean to the front, to the point where you can feel the stretch in the inner thighs. And we hold here just for a couple of breaths. Good. Now, if you want to try, just be very careful here, especially if you feel too much pressure in the inner thighs. We want to now press the knees down at the same time when I'm trying to lift my knees up. So I'm creating pressure, pressing the knees down, but I'm not letting the knees move anywhere. Taking a breath in here, and then exhale slowly, release all the pressure, relaxing your inner thighs, all the muscles in your legs. Again, breathing in, press the knees down, holding there, and then with the exhale, completely let go. So with the exhale, we really start to let go of the tension. So keep doing like this at your own pace, a couple of times in. If you can come any lower after each repetition, you can also maybe do the same with your elbows, maybe hands are better. Just pushing them down. And one more time, creating maximum tension, and then exhaling to completely let go and come down for your last couple of breaths. Breathe in, breathe out, inhale, exhale, and then good. Slowly roll yourself back up and pull the knees in. Good. Extend the legs again in front, give a little shake, and now take one foot down onto the ground. Your hands are now behind you, and you can turn the fingers facing behind you to your back wall or whatever you have behind you. So from here we're going to lift the hips up. So breathing in, starting to push the ground away with your foot on the ground, opening through the whole front chain of the body. Now don't let your head fall down. Gently tucking your chin in. So we are supporting the neck, and breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, slowly release. Swap over to the other side. Before we do the other side, just circle your wrists. Just putting a little bit weight onto the wrists. Also to create a little bit more mobility in the wrists. And then place the hands again behind you and next to you. Take a breath in, squeeze the glutes and lift your hips up. Hold here. Strongly pushing the ground away. And 3, 2, 1. And good. Release the hips back down. Let go of the pressure in the hands, in the wrists. All right, so we do one more on the knees here. So extending one leg to the side and leaning to the front. So place your hands now directly underneath your shoulders. And we start to rock here back and forth. Your back foot lays flat on the ground, pushing the hips behind, and then rock back to the front. With exhale to push the hips behind, inhale to come back to the front. And now again here, focusing on the range of motion. Maybe a couple of first times it feels a bit more stiff, but after a while, and after we have done quite a lot of stretches, a lot of work for the inner thighs here already, for the hips, you may feel that you are able to come a little bit lower using your breath here again. So exhaling to push yourself all the way behind as far as you can. Inhale to come back to the front, and 2 more times. Good. Push yourself a little higher up and take your foot here on the ground, or on the side. Take it on the ground, and now bend your knee, push your knee outside, and we come down with the hips. Okay, couple of times like this again. We keep moving. Exhale to come down, inhale, push yourself up, and last 3. Drop it down, push yourself up. It can be just a little movement, especially if the hips are feeling tight. And then last one. Good, release. Nice, other side. So extend, lovely crack again in the hips. Extend your leg to the side. Hands, if you can, on the ground, maybe the fists if you don't want to put the hands down, if you feel too much pressure in the wrists, and start to push the hips behind. Exhale, inhale, bring yourself back to the front. Exhale, push yourself all the way behind. Inhale, back to the front. especially this type of training, it's very good if you can do this regularly, maybe once a week or at least a couple of times a month. So you really start to feel the difference in your hips, in your inner thighs, hip flexors. And each time when you practice, you see that you actually start to feel a little bit better, a little less stiff. And let's do 2 more times here. Good. One last. We open. This is now your grand final. So knees nice and wide. We should be warming up now. Warming up for this one. So knees nice and wide. Make sure that your ankles are behind your knees directly. And we are going to flex the feet, so the toes are pointing to the sides. Now you can stay here, or if you can, lower down onto your elbows. Just gently pull your belly button in, so we are not letting the belly hang. We're keeping the spine straight. And then here, we have to move again. So breathe in to bring your weight to the front. Exhale to push your hips back. Again, breathing in, bring yourself all the way to the front. Exhale, push back as far as you can. And let's go. Still keeping the core slightly engaged. So just gently pulling the belly button in, spine is straight. And last 3. Breathe nice and deeply. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. And the last one, hold just a couple of breaths. Push your hips all the way behind. Hold and breathe. Last breath. And then good. That's done. How to come out of here. We want to push ourselves up and then very slowly take your toes first together and then start to slowly bring the knees closer to each other. Nice. So with that we are done. Thank you very much for joining. My name is Jenna again, and see you on the next video. Bye.